How's it going, everybody? StormeDegree here. Welcome back to another reaction. Gonna be reacting to Nostalgia Critic's newest video of his review of DragonHeart. Now, DragonHeart is a series that I kind of briefly remember. I think I remember it was a cartoon series on Cartoon Network. I think that's what it was. I remember, I think, watching a little bit of it. It's the guy who obtains the ability to dragon. I'm afraid that's all I know. But, again, there might be a lot more to it than that. So, well, I mean, there's obviously going to be more to it than that. But we're here to see what Doug thinks of it. Honestly, I don't think I have an opinion of it yet. But, I don't know. Maybe I'll take a look for myself afterwards and see if it really is the case. And with that being said, let's get on with it. In 3, 2, 1.
So brought to you by Chime, the award-winning app and debit card that can save you money today.
It's 1996. Fantasy films are garbage, but CGI is hot right now, and we want to exploit it. So we bring you DragonHeart, starring Dennis Quaid as the Brave Knight and Jeff Goldblum as the Dragon.
I don't want to kill you. I never did. If I wait around for the next sword swinger, thirsting to cut out a reputation
I don't think
out of my
this is
hide,
at all what I thought it was.
Wow, what a run-on sentence. What am I reading for again?
One
a
show.
dragon? Oh, no, wow, this is awful. I know what awful is. I was in powder, telling someone was doing while they were writing this.
With Holly Hunter
CGI on that
as
dragon
the
is
Dragon.
not good.
When you squeeze the nobility, it's the peasants that feel the pinch. Is that Shatner's toupee? What was that?
Shut up!
Gladly, this script is dog shit.
With Samuel L. Jackson
Wow.
as the Dragon. So it was f***ing you who killed the motherfucking starred one. How much motherfucking gold did her motherfucking carcass put in your motherfucking purse, motherfucker?
Dang.
What? There's no swearing in this. Oh, f*** no, I'm out of here.
I see,
With
so they couldn't
Sean
get anyone to
Connery
play him.
as the Dragon.
His blade defends the helpless. His might upholds the weak.
That's the funniest one of all. Oh, that isn't part of a comedy sketch?
No.
Wow. What the f***, 1996?
Well, interesting that we started with that before we actually got into the video.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy.
What
Remember
is
it
this?
so you don't have to.
Hey, Doug?
Every half a decade or so, a new trend seems to take over Hollywood.
Yeah.
From westerns to sci-fi to disaster films to superhero films, it's usually a genre that for a period
And
of
probably
time
now it's
seems to
video game
dominate the
films,
market.
yeah.
And for a while, that genre was fantasy. Lord of the
I
Rings.
will say that if video game films are the next trend, I'm perfectly okay with it. There's been a ton of video game films that have been great. The Sonic movies, the Pokemon movie, and the Nintendo movie all have been great. So I have high hopes.
Harry Potter, Narnia, these franchises were big money for a good period of time.
Right.
While these genres did exist long before they got insanely popular, it's not hard to see why they weren't always insanely popular. True, there was a strong film here and there, but before fantasy films were Oscar winners, they were DragonHeart.
Oh. I see, so we're looking at a bad fantasy movie.
Released in 1996, this sounds like an idea so goofy it must have been satire. A period piece about a knight befriending a dragon voiced by Sean Connery. It sounded dead on arrival, and yeah, it pretty much was, but it's by no means a disaster.
The
It's
CGI
just
on it is
not
just
very
so
good.
weird.
In production hell for several years, this movie was passed from
It's not
creative
the
team to
worst
creative
from
team in
that
the hopes
time
of
period,
salvaging
but
it.
nowadays it doesn't look too well.
It definitely shows. For such an ambitious idea, it turned out a tonally confused mess that did okay at the box office, but left critics and audiences feeling underwhelmed. Almost 30 years later, though, does it get better with time? Or look at those effects. Of course it gets worse over time.
Yeah,
But
that's
let's
what I
dive
was
in
saying.
and nitpick why. Let's check out the original Dragon movie with bizarre casting. This is DragonHeart. So I wasn't kidding when I said this is technically a period piece. The film takes place in 984 AD, which in historical terms stands for dragons. I should
Really?
point out too that while the music by Randy Edelman is totally fine, it's been ruined for me because for years, every phenomenally corny piece of shit used it for its advertising.
Better right in.
Universal Pictures presents
You are not cut out to be a physician.
Darn, that piece is now forever ruined.
Comes a story of the power of friendship.
Senga isn't a killer, nor is Kamal.
Why? I don't remember it being an ET, personally.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
If a lot of people love each other, the world would be a better place to live.
Oh, hi,
Well,
Mark.
and some just go too well. As the credits roll, we're introduced to young Prince Iman and Bowen, played by 20 different accents shaped like Dennis Quaid.
There's nothing noble about crushing desperate men.
All my hopes rest on him.
It has expenses.
You and I should be the only things that are cold and hard around here.
I will spend the rest of my life hunting you down!
Did he eat the cast of Snatch? What voice is he doing?
I have no idea.
Peasants are rebelling, and the two of them are called to witness the king's victory. Okay,
That was surprisingly
now I can see
easy
why
to
the
like.
Burning the Village music in Conan was so epic. Without it, it's pretty dull.
Yeah.
Yeah, admittedly, if you came out before he burned the town, you'd have, well, a town, but
Yeah.
I guess it still works.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward.
Slade
What were
and
you
his son
thinking?
rushes out to save his crown.
Die! It's mine!
Dude, it's not a controller for Dragon Ball Fighter, it's your friggin' dad! But his actions catch up with him.
Oh, ouch! Damn.
Just like a chick to stab me in the heart. At least my hair's prettier than yours. Bowen brings him to the Queen, played by Julie Christie, who has an idea about how to save him.
Knight is sworn to valor.
To go to a dragon and
His heart knows only virtue.
Kid, you're the prince, you're the next in line, you don't need to hold on to that!
yeah.
They could grab it and say, king, 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 that instantly makes anyone who holds it the ruler?
Aislinn,
He seems
daughter
weirdly
of the
addicted
Count.
to it.
He's taken to a dragon who agrees to help the prince if he promises to rule justly. Well, I see anyone who literally grips their crown for dear life is totally doing that.
Yeah,
Witness
I
the
don't know
wonders
if you
of an
should trust
ancient
him.
glory.
He takes half of his heart out of the PlayStation 2 version of himself and gives it to the prince.
I serve the Father only for
Ah,
the sake
so
of
now
the
we got our
Son.
DragonHeart, and now we can roll the credits.
What's your real voice? You should talk. Catch fail. But big twist, he's still a douche.
There should be a release, not a punishment. A good dog. I'm the last thing you'll ever see.
Well, if you recite half the hilarious lines from Holy Grail, I don't see it as that bad.
Yeah.
I'm sure somehow the dragon's to blame for this.
I love that boy and you changed him! You tricked me, dragon! No matter where you go, I will find you!
Anyone else getting that old bike meme vibe?
You tricked me, dragon! I will spend the rest of my life hunting you down!
That sounds good.
Wow, that was an epic transition.
Yeah.
I think more movies
12
need to
years
build up
later.
their anti-climaxes that way. Solid payoff.
And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
And then many years later.
Getting warmer.
That's how you movie. Years later, we're introduced to Gilbert, played by the usually talented Pete Postlethwaite, but I think was replaced with Pinky as the annoying bard.
Well done, Bowen. You've done it again. What a brute.
Oh, it's Bodkin's vein! You're a regular wizard!
Yo! I've decided to compose the Ballad of Bowen!
I, Minstrel Mouse Pinky, shall chronicle your deeds in song.
Into the
Nice.
mouth of death is strode. Into the pit of fear unknown.
All dark and inky to conquer the world, go brain.
What a weird combination.
Something.
He's so annoying, I swear Jar Jar took him aside and said, "One more time, but with more awful."
What did I say? What did I say?
Oh.
Continues to hunt down every dragon.
Honestly,
he
it makes
sees
more
as he
sense than
overlooks
you
the true
realize.
injustices across the land. For the prince has grown up into Remus Lupin and continues to fill his kingdom with Harry Potter cast members.
I told you not to come here anymore.
Hermione.
Wigmaker, I've come for a better wig.
Damn.
Well, I know I'm blind, but what the hell was that? This is
Exactly.
Kara, played by Dina Meyer, still upset that Prince Puckerlips is tormenting her father.
For God's sake, release him.
Okay, that I recognize, an arrow, ow. Meanwhile, we're given the one clever effect in the movie.
Packing and whacking the dragons, but
Oh.
if a dragon falls in the forest and nobody gets to hear about
Okay,
it,
that
does
was
it
kind
make
of
a
cool.
cut?
And I guess the budget could only afford it once because the dragon never does it again. And we finally see the dragon, named Draco, in all
So they can
his
like shapeshift and whatnot?
Flintstone-y glory.
visit the
Yeah, it does look a lot like the Flintstone CGI
We're
dinos.
earning our money now, aren't we? How do you like the ride so far?
You're the man now, dog.
Okay, this looks less like he's holding on for dear life and more like he's ziplining.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a sign that says.
Heck,
you must be
I
this
think
tall
that's
to
what
ride
they
an Iron
did.
Draco.
Haven't had this sort of challenge in some time.
Nor likely to again.
Don't make me smack you like all the lady dragons in my life.
I will not stop until I've rid the world
Why do they think that that's the voice that should come out of a dragon? Okay, even if it was for comic relief, that still seems wrong.
of every last one of you. I am the last one.
I did it! I'm the Highlander! Draco tries gobbling him up, but Bowen's sword stops him from closing his mouth.
Can you get your buttocks off my tongue?
I'll take things I never thought I would hear Sean Connery say for 200, Alex. In fact, that sounds like a mispronunciation Connery would have on Celebrity Jeopardy.
No.
It seems you're in a bit of a stalemate. Get out of my mouth and let's talk face to face.
Okay, if there's a Dan Schneider of Dragon films, he directed this.
It's so awkward to look
for the
at.
next sword slinger thirsting to carve a reputation out of my...
It looks like a weird mix between, like, puppetry and, like, bad CGI, which I think is maybe what they did, but...
hide.
So, you may have noticed the dragon isn't that impressive. If you're wondering how on earth this got an Oscar nomination for Best Effects, well, film quality wasn't as clear as it was now, so you could get away with a bit more. Also, it truly was ambitious. At the time, CG characters that needed to emote with personalities was just starting to become a thing.
The
so
Casper
doing so with
characters.
Jurassic Park style technology did have promise. But aside from maybe a few dark shots, it never looks like he's there.
Well, here's the thing about Jurassic Park, though. They actually didn't use CGI for the most part. What they did was a combination of claymation, puppetry, and I think the only CGI thing they used was to use the motion blur on the claymation. That way to make the motions look very real on the dinosaurs. Which I think definitely worked. Oh, I did not mean to fast forward. Sorry about that.
A few dark shots, it never looks like he's there. He looks like a Trojan horse made with the CG monkeys from Jumanji.
I don't want to kill you. I never did.
Also, while Connery does have an impressively deep voice, they don't add any bass or treble or reverb to make it sound like it's coming out of a giant creature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you up now. We can pursue this fracas to its final stupidity.
All I can hear is the actor in the recording booth, like,
Yeah, I got like 3 more of these stinkers and then I'm calling it quits.
his feet don't even
Yeah,
make any
pretty
noise.
much.
I remember. That's all it is, a memory. So I no longer
Jeez,
try to
that's a
chase
loud
the
horse.
Dragon, I just try to get by in it.
It's so weird. Like, remember when a T-Rex could literally shake the ground just walking?
Yes.
This thing is the dragon version of that quiet guy from Seinfeld. It just doesn't feel right.
You can listen.
Yeah,
to
not
my
at all.
alternative.
What's the alternative?
They call it Truce and hatch a scheme where they play reluctant dragon, pretending to terrorize villages with Bowen saving the day and getting the reward. And granted,
Okay,
as
that's
big as
pretty
the
good.
dragon is, the fire does look pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
I do long for death, but fear it.
Aside from your misery, what's to lose?
My soul.
Oh, and get this. He doesn't put together, this is the same dragon who gave his heart to the prince.
Einan was no
Really?
innocent. He polluted the heart.
How do you know that?
We all dragons know that story.
Okay, I'm not gonna pretend I
Really?
understand the
You don't know?
complicated layers of dragon racism in this world, but Sean Connery has, yeah, let's just call it, the most recognizable voice on the planet. Maybe Donald Duck beats him out, and even then, that's a maybe. This is like not recognizing Arnold Schwarzenegger as Turbo Man. How on earth is this
Yeah.
humanly possible?
Pretty much.
We discover, though, that when the prince's heart is damaged, Draco's heart is too. Well, gee, I wonder how this is gonna end.
With both of them dying.
Pity me.
I think
The
that
hell?
feels like he's turning into a mix between the Momo challenge and an ostrich from Fantasia.
No, he looks like a mix of this character with frickin' Ron Weasley. He's like, Harry, I need more of that magic dust. They took Scubbers. I don't know what. It's like, this is like Ron just gone batshit insane. Honestly, would make for an interesting like side plot of a movie.
Don't be afraid. I'll come to help you.
The prince captures Kara, but his mother helps her escape, so she tries to start an uprising to little
And
of
they're
it.
lobbing cabbage at each other.
It's rarely inspiring, lass. And it never wins rebellions. But it will stretch necks.
Is he a Scottish Irish pirate? What accent is he doing?
I don't know.
Once again, they scam the town as Bowen looks for compensation for trying to defeat the dragon.
Of course, there are other ways. Perhaps you'll part with one of your precious daughters instead of gold.
Our hero, folks. We the
Really?
one person
This
rooting
is
for
our
the
hero.
Supreme Water world. This guy's for you.
Dragons are partial to maiden sacrifices.
He convinces them the dragon needs a sacrifice, so naturally they
Oh
send
my
Kara.
goodness.
Just get rid of her.
Oh!
Eat her.
Why am I supposed to like this guy?
I have
Is
no
it 'cause He
idea.
doesn't snicker when the dragon says.
I merely chewed in self-defense. But I never swallowed.
Fun fact: that was an unused name for one of the Bond ladies.
No, no, come on.
You love your pillow? Oh, you love your pillow, don't you, Douglas? Yes, it's your most favorite thing in the whole wide world. Oh, it's gone! It's gone! Douglas, oh no! Whatever shall you do? Whatever shall you do?
Okay, the freaking emoting on that, though.
Draco ends up befriending Kara, even to the point of forgetting to return to the village.
I'm truly sorry, Bowen. Have been distracted.
We dragons have kind of a Jabalaya thing. The prince appears, though, to try and take back Kara.
I'm ready for my lesson now, knights.
Oh boy, you know the movie's boring when the master and apprentice are reunited and having a big fight, and all I can think is, ooh, pretty rainbow. Also,
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't mind using the same waterfalls before and the same shot of the tail going into the waterfalls before, but can you at least move the rocks that were clearly supposed to be the dragon from earlier?
Yeah. Well, I
Go
didn't
appears,
realize
though,
they
and
actually
scares
forgot
him
that.
Let's get out of here! I think he flashed me! Not surprisingly, Kara and Bowen seem to hit it off.
What are you looking at?
Oh yeah, after you told the dragon to eat her.
God, I'm hot. They make it to the next village and...
So stupid. Oh my goodness.
That is possibly the greatest that ever will be.
It was nice living in a world where I forgot this guy existed.
I personally have seen him slay almost 2 dragons. I didn't actually see the death blow of the second, but he must have won.
He sounds like that person who fights all your battles on Twitter and you're like, you know, I think I'm happy you're losing the argument.
Yeah.
The dragon doesn't
I
sink
would
this
be.
time, though, and the villagers try to eat him.
Well, I mean, they are starving
Really
people.
been starving with absolutely no protein around.
Actually, yeah, that makes more sense. You got pigs and fish everywhere.
When the dragon flies away, though, they look back to Bowen.
And now they just immediately resort to
Cannibalism would be preferred. The dragon saves them, though, and takes them to Avalon.
This is Avalon, the resting place of King Arthur himself.
We buried him under royal dicks, knights of the hard table.
Oh, come
Go
on.
after the prince and tell me if I'm crazy or is this the weirdest lead-in for exposition?
Will you wish us luck, Draco?
Long ago, when man was young and the dragon already old, the night became alive with those stars.
I just asked if you wish us luck. Where'd the astrology lesson come from?
Yeah, what the...
Bowen finally figures out that Draco was the dragon that saved the prince. And when I say figures out, I mean he literally tells him.
Yeah.
That's why I shared my life force with a dying boy.
It was you. Your heart beats in Arnon's breast.
No, like 20 dragons share their hearts with dying boys. Yes, it was me.
My gosh, we took this long to find out.
Long after they've turned to dust. I will not be that naive again.
I'll read a script more closely before I say yes.
Buddy, you look and act as
Ghost
naive
of Arthur
as
appears,
you would
looking
be.
like a cheap effect from medieval times and sounding like a voiceover from Quest for Camelot.
The knight is sworn to valor. His word speaks only truth. His might upholds the weak.
I also understand Walter's celebrating a bachelor party. Everyone cheer for the red and yellow section.
They get the villagers organized and prepare them for battle.
Save your strength for the fight against Arnon.
You and what army, knight?
Him and the dragon.
Alright, let's go!
Never
I
mind.
killed the momentum. Does this movie actively want me not to get excited for things?
Yeah, it does.
Up. Down.
I technically killed the prince the first time. Instead of teaching me how to fight, I should be teaching you how to fall.
I know this
Pretty
man
much.
leads them, and I will not underestimate him.
The prince hears of the growing army, so he starts to grow one of his own.
A mother's gift to her son. Dragon slayers.
They look like the side of an arcade cabinet in the 80s.
They look like Skyrim cosplayers. Bad ones.
I've seen Disney Junior shows with more intimidating knights.
Ugh, Mike the Knight. The CGI in that is bad.
Why does he always look like he's about to lay an egg?
That's what I call a spit and run. Yeah, even dragons have dad jokes.
Thou shalt not kill.
Congrats, you killed him. Are we trying to get across with that? Actually, it hurts the dragon, but doesn't kill the prince, as Drago just so happens to have given him the stronger half of his heart.
Nah, you got the upside, I got the downside. See, there's two sides to every sport.
Drago was captured, but thank God the army of villagers have trained so hard they can get him back.
I go to save the dragon. Who will go with me?
No one.
I'm supposed to like people in this, right?
No.
Trio tried to go in and save him, but
Everyone in here is so bad.
Well, what a pleasant surprise.
I only expected a threesome, but a foursome will do.
No, Doug.
They have a big fight as Bowen puts together the only way to kill the prince is to kill Draco.
You will never win until Einen's evil is destroyed, and to do that,
Oh my god, I am so stupid. I did not realize this whole time the fucking dragon's name is Draco. Oh my god, I'm such a dumbass. That's a horrible name.
Release me from this movie. I've other disappointments to star in.
Yeah.
This is slayed as Bowen does end up killing Draco, releasing a refreshing pine scent, and he becomes an angelic fart, joining the constellations. Now, if he just died in an extra star shine, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
Kinda like in Princess and the Frog. They just see the stars shine a little brighter and they know what it means. They put it together. Actually, it'd be kinda moving.
Right.
But somehow this movie goes even more cartoony than the actual cartoon.
What?
All the stars in the constellation welcome him, explode into a million more stars, outline the dragon even more in case you missed this was in fact a dragon, and then go right back to normal. It doesn't even stay in the sky. It was just like, oh, hey, we can do this. Okay, bye. It is so cartoony and over the top. It looks less like a cinematic conclusion and more like you finished a Zelda sequel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Days following Draco's sacrifice.
Oh, I guess we have a narrator too. Last minute of the movie's a good time to finally bring him out.
And when things became the most difficult, Draco's star shone more brightly for all of us who knew where to look.
How's it shining now? Because this wasn't the easiest flick to get through. So like I said, it's not awful, and honestly with this idea and casting in 1996, it should have been awful. But the ironic thing is, as much as Draco talks about how much he wants his soul to be saved, the film does surprisingly feel a little soulless. Not entirely. I mean, there are a few moments where the knight and dragon's bond is believable. There is personality to some of the characters, but nothing about it feels as grand or epic as I think it wants to be. A lot of that, I think, is because it was in production hell for so long, and a clear vision of the film just couldn't be figured out. Especially seeing how many scenes just feel so chopped down or unfinished. Somewhere there's a decent film longing to get out, but in the end, the film, almost fittingly, comes across as half-hearted.
Yeah, I think that's putting it positively if to say it's half-hearted. Sorry, I'm convinced this is bad.
We're continuing.
Okay, so this was not even close to what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be the other. I didn't realize this was a movie at all. I have never seen this before, and I hope not to see it before. That, God, the CGI on that thing was just hard to look at. It almost makes me think of the freaking Donkey Kong Country cartoon stuff. If you guys have ever seen that. That's ironically a kind of good show. Like, the songs in it are pretty good. Yes, it's a Donkey Kong show with songs, and some of them are actually pretty solid. But the CGI is really bad. To be fair, it was the simpler time, but even so. Hey, so, good to know, never watched this movie. I definitely can see that. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Sorry, I had an itch on my nose. It was an itch. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry it took me a bit to get it out there. I was having issues with the video. Hope you guys will check out our streams this weekend, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.